Okay, welcome back to another video from Battlefield Banter. Today we're taking on the game Battle of the Bulge by John Butterworth, Compass Games, World War II Commander Series, Battle of the Bulge. This is the
Hey,
first
it's
of
Butterfield, isn't it?
Butterfield. I'm sorry, I keep getting
You said
confused with the filter
Butterworth.
guy. Yeah, he's the filter guy. But anyway, Butterfield. Yeah, thanks, Doug. Yeah, so this is the first in the series, and the we were talking to John at weekend at the warehouse recently, just to drop names shamelessly, and we were asking him about the what was the deal with the Arnhem game, the second one in the series, Market Garden. And he says, well, it's at Compass Games and it's ready to go as far as he's concerned, and we should just start bugging them and say, why won't they take our money? So, if you're interested in this game and this series, then and you're looking at the Market Garden one, then apparently Compass Games have it ready to go, and you should just reach out to them. So
Yeah,
anyway,
and I'm looking forward to that game because I love this game. I think Mark, you and I, between the Steam version, which I would advocate for, I don't remember what that cost, but it wasn't much. It doesn't look as good visually as this. This is more fun visually, but it's rules enforced and you can play it solo. That was fun. But between the Steam version and this, and I don't know, have we ever played it live? But we played it probably 5 or 6 times,
yeah, yeah.
and I
Mhm.
thoroughly enjoy it.
Right. It's very,
Have we
very.
played it live, or is this the
Um,
first time?
I'm not sure. Sure, but played it a few times with different people live. I can't quite remember, but yeah, it's very good. The control discs are made of wood in the real game, and the activation cubes are wood, and the counters themselves very very good quality. It's just a very nice looking game, all in all, when you have it on the
It
table.
really is. I like it. It's area control. The rules seem pretty straightforward. It's a lot of dice throwing, but that's fine. I've heard it described on other YouTube channels, a bucket of dice. I'm not exactly sure what that means, but seems fair. But it goes back and forth. It captures the battle. It's a lot of fun.
Hmm.
I enjoy it. But I would add, I'm looking forward to the second one because that movie, A Bridge Too Far, was one of the first movies that I watched as a kid growing up. I think I was 10 or 11, and great movie. So I can't wait till that one comes out.
Hmm. Hmm. Yeah. Um, so I'm playing as the Germans, and so I'm
Yes.
starting off on the right-hand side of the map, and my panzers and supported by the infantry are gonna be surging across to the left. And so, quick, I'm trying to capture the cities like or the towns like Saint Vith and Bastogne. You can see the VP scores here, and Marsh over here, and that's one way of scoring VPs. If I eliminate certain units which I don't that like with a starting VP of starting strength of 4 or more, like this guy up here, second infantry, I get one VP. As do the allies. If they eliminate my stronger units, they get a VP. The other thing the Germans get, particular to the Germans, is three VPs the first time in a game a German unit is in supply in a German-controlled space west of the Meuse River, which is the Meuse is the bigger river here. And then the big thing, if I can pull it off, is XVPs, where X equals the strength of a German unit that exits the map from any of the five spaces, two, three, four. Well, it says five spaces marked with an exit arrow, but there's actually one. Oh, like this space is one space. That's one, two,
Yeah, that's got
three,
two
four,
eras,
five.
but
Right.
yeah.
And so I actually been talking on the Geek about this a few years ago. You have to start here and move off. It's actually you can't just with armor say from here do a road movement, go one two, that doesn't cut it. You've got to start here and then move and your turn and move off. So that makes it slightly easier for the allies to stop that happening, and slightly harder for
Yeah,
me, the
and
Germans.
it's interesting. I think back in 2020 or 2021 during COVID, my son was living at home with me. I taught him this game, and it's kind of the blind leading the blind. And he beat me as the Germans pretty handily because we violated that rule. He just drove his panzers right off. We didn't realize he had to stop. But it's a great kind of entry level game. It's pretty straightforward. You almost kind of beer and pretzels was the term we used back in the day.
Hmm. And then the victory checks start up, and you can see in the time track up here, starting on December 20th. The Germans, if they have the Germans score victory points on this victory point track here, and so and then I think they'll win them and lose them. The Allies just really prevent the Germans from scoring victory points, but it's a German victory point track. So if the German victory point track is 12 or above on December 20th, they win. If the German victory point is points is 4 or below on this date, then the Allies win. So and then these windows change. So as the days go, as the calendar moves on towards Christmas, the Germans have to get more VPs, and then as the what's going to happen is most likely is the Germans will surge to a high point, and then they'll have to start falling back under pressure as the British come in and save the day. That's what happened, right, Doug? But anyway,
Well, that's what Montgomery claims. Yeah, much to the chagrin of Omar Bradley
right,
and the 101st, who was dug in Bastogne.
right. But as the Germans fall back, they still have a chance to win the game if even though they've like lost the battle. So it's like a sort of a no retreat type of mechanic there, which keeps the Germans and it keeps the game tense throughout the whole duration of the campaign. Which is we're playing the full game here. So
Yes. Yeah. In
uh,
fact, we just completed a Dropbox game with this where Mark and I were I go, you go. It literally took us 11 months, in part because we were both a little slow in getting the turns back, but you could play it much quicker. That's literally what happened. The Germans didn't make it across the river, but the Allies weren't as successful as they could have been in grabbing spaces back. And so the Germans, in a very tense battle, were able to win when it looked like they were retreating. It was a lot of fun, well designed game.
mhm. All right. Shall we kick it off then, Doug?
Yeah, I'm ready.
All
I
right.
think we start with our surprise German surprise moves. I think you get three areas that you get to move. Is that right?
Right. Before the first day, conduct 3
Yeah.
consecutive German surprise turns. Only infantry units may move. All activated units may attack. So there are no allied turns. So let me see. So I've got 3. Only my
Oh,
infantry.
do you want to kind of did you want to take a moment and sort of explain to the viewers what you intend to do?
Oh, right. Well, I'm going to assemble my. So the units, you activate a space, one space at a time, then all the units in that space move. So I'm going to, if you have a concentrated force of, say, heavy armor in one space, and then you activate it, then they can all move to the next space and all attack as a group. So I think keeping your potential strike force combined is one key attribute. I'm going to try and punch a narrow hole. Not going to try and advance in a wide swath, but take Bastogne early, and then the breaking through to the so this is heavy duty terrain here. This is hard. You've got this -3 box here means that this terrain will absorb 3 hits before the defenders take any damage. So it's hard to get. So I'm trying to break through to the much more the open terrain more suitable to my tanks. So I think that's probably the goal. But we'll see. It's it's of course it's depends how which areas the Allies defend in depth. The where they bring on the airborne. But the plan is to go with some fairly narrow armored thrust and get units off the map.
Yeah, and I think as the allies, my goal is just to do a fighting retreat, hang on as tenaciously as I can to Bastogne, maybe Saint Beth, but that's usually too far forward, and then Spa, and try to just prevent them from getting to the River Meuse. And usually, if you can do that, then as the reinforcements come on, I think the first turn they come on, I can't remember. I don't have my player's aid right here, but they start coming on, and there's some pretty powerful units. The airborne lead the way. Um, and it's yeah, it's tense, but you just gotta nickel and dime the German armored units so that they don't have the strength points as they get closer and closer to the river. At least
Hmm.
that's the way I played it.
Right.
Now, that's coming from a guy who's never won.
There are a few special rules to remember for surprise turns on December 16th. All German hit chances are +1 when attacking because it's a surprise. No Allied infantry movement, and no German strategic movement or breakthroughs. So that's about it. And then we'll whenever the Germans are attacking where there is an artillery piece, that means they get a +1 for the artillery support as well. So they're going to be pretty overwhelming on the first turn or two, but as the Allied reinforcements rush on, it's going to get tougher and tougher for the Germans to make progress. But let's
All
see.
right. Well,
Yeah, three
so
three
you get
surprise attacks.
shown upper left there in orange. You get the three
There we
the
go.
three area controls zones, I guess we call them. Three of those get to make attacks, right?
Now,
Or movement.
only infantry can attack. So I guess the tanks are already there. So um,
Do they get to move and attack or just attack?
the on this turn, on the surprise turn, only infantry units may move. All activated units may attack.
Okay.
So for example, I can attack here, or I could move more infantry into here and attack, but I couldn't move armor into here and attack.
All right.
If that makes sense.
And
And
and while we're starting in terms of rules clarification, let's say St. Vith remains open when it finally gets to be my turn, and I want to have this guy run away. He's starting in an area with German units. Is he allowed just to run away?
so the German control units shown up here, right? So this is still US controlled, or it's contested actually, contested. So he can move from here to here. Um,
Okay.
what you can't do is move from a contested zone directly into an enemy occupied zone. You'd have to move. If this guy, he could move there, then there, but he couldn't move there, then there.
I see.
Does that make sense?
You can't go from basically one contested area to another area that would then become contested.
Right, right. Let's quickly bring up the rules here and see what they say. I should have done that ahead of time. We'll have to. We can cut out a bit of this. All mine
It's
rules.
interesting. The player aids in the vassal module, um, they're really just the player aids from the game, although not quite as complete,
Mm-hmm.
but fairly useful. Obviously, I own this game. I think you own the hard copy game as well.
Yes. Yes.
And
I've.
as much as I've been playing it, my rule book is a little tattered. I've got to take a little better care of it.
um, so space controller movement. A unit must stop moving upon entering a contested or enemy occupied space. A unit beginning its move in a contested space may move out of that space. However, it may not move directly to another contested space or to an enemy controlled space. So that's what we were talking about. You can move out of a space, but you can only move into an open space, or a friendly controlled space. So this guy here
Right.
is in a contested space, so he can't move directly there, for example, but he can go there,
Correct.
there,
Yeah.
there, there, there. Right. Okay, and then a few other rules. These rivers, if you they're good defensive um, boundaries. If you have a unit here, for example, and let's say this was a German controlled unit, a German-controlled zone. This guy wasn't here. Then I had three tanks here. Only one tank could move across the river because of the constraint of the bridge. I couldn't move all
Yeah.
three in there. So the rivers here, the river network here, down here, these are sort of defensive lines for the Allies, and then later for the Germans as they have to fall back. But let's see, that's enough beating about the bush. Let's get on with some attacks. So I can't move in.
All right. I'm ready.
Right. So
Good
this,
luck. Let's have fun. Let's
yes,
entertain the viewers.
yes, you too. So this guy here, this unit here, then cannot move from this contested zone to this contested zone to support the attack here. So, but I
Right.
think we will do an attack here. This will do the first one we'll do here. So we've got a um, the two there is the number of dice. Two in the bottom left is the number of dice the German 12th Volksgrenadiers will roll in an attack, with the plus adding one dice to the attack. So they'll actually roll three and three each. Those two German units. That'll be six dice total, and they will hit on the number on the right is a three, and in the black diamond. So they will hit with a base chance of three, one, two, or three on these 10-sided dice will score a hit. Now, but in addition, because they get a is there artillery in here? There should be artillery in here, right?
I would think
Yes,
so. It's surrounded by, yeah,
there
there
it
it
is.
is.
Yeah.
Okay.
So if
Yeah.
you go through the combat, um, so this base of three gets modified by certain factors. Now the surprise attack, that increases it by one, so three moves up to four. German attack in an artillery space moves it up one, to now it's at five. The defender includes elite armor or elite infantry. No, it doesn't.
Wait a minute. Hang on a minute. Are you in the combat modifiers, or are you just talking about the hex because it has that German artillery unit?
So this three here is modified by one because of the artillery. So now it's a four.
Oh, I thought it just added. Okay, got you. So meaning because they have artillery support, they don't hit on three or below, they hit on four or below.
Right. And then because it's a surprise attack, it's plus one again. So now they're hitting on five or below. And then if the defender included armor or elite infantry, it doesn't, because this is not armor, it's mechanized infantry. Then it'd be a minus one to this number here, but that's not a factor. If the defenders were in
All
clear
right.
terrain, it'd be plus one. That's not a factor also. And if there's
And
out of,
that black diamond number is called a hit chance.
yeah, the base hit chance is bumped up to five
Yeah,
essentially. Right. So
got you.
for the attacker, I'm rolling now six dice, the three for each unit, with an attack and I'm hitting on a five or less. So I'm going to move up to the dice tray, and I'm going to set the number of dice to six. And let's just see if this is. I'm not sure if
Now the
that's
viewers
visible.
can see your dice tray, right?
I'm just going to check that. They don't see the
'Cause
dice tray. They'll see
I
the
don't see
log.
the dice tray.
They'll see the log. So here's the roll.
Okay.
Six 10-sided dice, and I rolled a 1, 3, 3, 3, 8, and 10. So one, two,
Oh,
three, four hits. So this unit here has got one step. So that, well, the first of all, the terrain is going to absorb one of those hits, right? So
right.
technically, you have this hit tracker here. I've got four hits on the right there. One is absorbed by the terrain, leaving three for this guy here. If the unit
All right.
retreats, he could absorb one hit, but then he would still have two more hits to absorb. So this unit is effectively eliminated.
He's vaporized, but
Yes,
before I get vaporized, I get to roll my one die
right,
and attempt to take and I have a hit chance of three.
right. And you have no modifiers to your base hit chance.
Right. Um yeah, I'm just looking modifiers to defender base hit chance. Attacker includes armor would be minus one. Attacker in clear terrain plus one. All attacking units entered space this turn by crossing river plus one. Um, that almost seems backwards.
No, If you have a better chance of hitting the attacker if the attacker entered the space crossing by coming across a bridge over a river.
Oh, oh, all attacking units. Yeah,
Yes,
entered space.
yes.
Right, right, right. I meant, okay, I got you. All right, so I'm rolling one die, and I got to get a three.
Mm-hmm.
So number of dice in
A
my
one,
roll
two, or
dice.
three. So there you go. You
Yep.
got a three.
Three.
So I will inflict one. I'll decrease the strength of the third
All right, and I'll eliminate.
Fallschirmjäger there. Yeah.
Yeah, and I'll eliminate my unit because of what you said. It's
Mm-hmm.
four hits. The terrain takes one, and even if I could retire, that would only cost me one, but I still have two, so he's eliminated.
Right, and then these units are activated, and then this region is now in control. So I placed two by mistake, one for each unit. I'll just eliminate one of those. So this we place the
All right.
control marker here. So that's the first attack. So then we would technically go to this
Yeah,
surprise
and the
turn
theory there,
two.
I think that Mark is using is he did that attack first, so that perhaps I don't know. We'll see here in a moment that these units could actually move into this, or one of them could move into that space.
Yeah, well, if I was to do that, then and I move one of these units here because I activated all the units in this region. If I left the other unit behind, that other unit would have to battle against this unit. So I
Right.
don't know. I don't know whether that would. I'm going to go with my next move. I'm going to go with the this armor here is going to attack in here. So this is you can see now I'm going to have to do two different dice rolls because the 116th Panzer is 4 with a plus, that's 5 dice, and the orange base hit chance is what you use on attack, and the black base hit number of 4 is what you use on defense. So the armor, they're obviously attacking. So I'm gonna the base is
Wait a
5,
minute. Wait a minute. Why would you ever use the hit chance for defense?
the black one on defending, the base hit with 4 on defense.
Oh, when I'm attacking you and you get your
Yes.
battle back dice. I
Right.
got you.
Yes.
Okay,
Yeah.
that makes sense. All
Right.
right, I'm glad I clarified that for the viewers.
So base of
Um, and to review, infantry is the only one that can move, but all the German units can attack.
yes. Yeah.
All right.
So I'm activating this region. These guys can't move, so they have to attack this unit here. So the
Yeah.
tanks here, it's 5 dice, base of 5, plus 1 for the artillery, plus 1 for surprise. So now we're at 7. um,
Ouch.
and then that's it. That's all the modifiers. That's all the modifiers I have. So it's like now it's 5 dice at 7. So let's pull up the dice tray again, make that 5, and see what we get. Anything under 7. So one, two, three, 4 hits again.
Oh,
So I think the other guy doesn't even need to roll, but because
right.
this guy is going to be eliminated. But he does get the
Yeah, and
battle
here's
back.
the dice chucking aspect. Ordinarily, that's a horrible die roll for any attacker. But because it's a German surprise move, those hit chance of fives become seven.
Hmm.
And yeah, he's obliterated. I
Hmm.
get one shot, one dice with a hit chance of three.
Well, now the attacker
Um,
includes armor, so your hit chance actually goes down to 2.
oh, that's right. Attacker includes armor minus
Right.
one. All right. So at two. So here we go.
Oh my goodness.
I'm
So
gonna roll one.
you rolled
Now
a 1, so I
the
will take
viewer
that
will
hit.
notice.
Yes.
And well, I was going to say the viewer will notice on both attacks, even though my guys got eliminated, they did their job.
Right.
They chipped away at the German units. I can't ask for more than that.
Right. So I will not. I can choose to take the hit on either the armor or the infantry, so I will take the hit on the infantry and decrease its strength. All right, and
Yeah.
then those guys are done and finished, and
Yeah.
we will
Let
also
me
place
ask a
control.
question.
Yeah.
All of the allied units that are worth a VP when you kill them are shown with a little red thing. Is that right? The
No,
second infantry up there is
this is
no?
elite. The top right means it's elite infantry, which effectively
Oh,
um,
okay.
um, helps you when you're in combat. It's whether they are if they ever start with a four, which this one does, then you'll find out when the last step of this unit, it'll say one VP or something like that, which
Well,
means
you know what? I'm finding in the module, and maybe you can do this at your end because you're recording. If you right click on it and you look at eliminate, if it's a
yes,
VP unit, it'll have VP in
right,
parentheses
that's
right
right,
next to it.
yeah,
And for the units that don't, it says no VP.
right,
So as I look at some of your units as to okay, what am I trying to really nickel and dime? It's really your panzers,
hmm
right?
hmm
And so this unit up here for you, that is a VP unit, second infantry.
right, right.
So I think it's all the elite units on both sides that are worth victory points.
Um, well, the four strength, I think this Panzer layer down here is one. But anyway, we'll find out. This guy down here is not orange. He's not elite.
Yeah,
This guy down the bottom,
this guy's a VP unit.
right?
He's a VP unit.
But this
Yeah.
guy down here is not elite. He doesn't have the orange marker that this guy does.
But he is a VP unit.
Right. So it's not just the elite units. It's any of the four strength
Right.
units. Right.
Oh, okay.
Right.
Interesting.
So for my next move, I've got one more attack, and then there's no other. Well, this is a contested zone, but yeah. So this guy here, the infantry lurking here, will be activated. Will move into here because there's already one unit across the river. So the all attacking units entered space this turn by crossing river will not apply, and they'll just have a pure infantry attack against this guy. So it's going to be 8 dice, and the base hit chance is 3, +1 for the artillery, +1 for the surprise is 5, and the defender does not include elite infantry, so it stays at 5. So I've got 8 dice at 5. So
Yeah.
prep my
It's the Germans are so powerful on these first three moves because of the surprise +1 and all of the hexes or areas have the artillery.
right.
It's very devastating.
So that's one, two, three, four, five, 5 hits. So again, that unit's going to be eliminated. There's no question of that.
Yep. So let me take
Oh
my
well,
one die
actually,
roll.
he'll be absorbing. The terrain absorbs 2 of those hits, right? So that's
Yeah.
the 5 is knocked down to 3, and so he would still, even retreating, would still have to take 2 hits. So
Yeah.
he's gonna be gone.
All right. And I don't get the +1 on the hit chance for all attacking units entered space by crossing river because only one did.
Correct.
So it's still a hit chance of 3. So one die for 3. One die for 3.
Another
And
one.
once again,
Incredible.
wow. I was batting 100%.
All right. So both these guys here are VP candidates for you. So I'll reduce this one.
Oh, are they?
Yeah, they're 4. They start with 4. So
Oh, nice.
yeah.
Okay.
So
Yeah, I
there you
like
go.
that.
All right.